Hi guys, welcome to this lesson where I'm going to talk to you about idioms that have to do with money. Phrases and idioms about money, part one. This has been a really difficult lesson to make because I keep worrying about everything being perfect. I have to look down at my notes because there are a lot of phrases that I want to teach you here, and so I keep looking at my notes. And so I'm just not going to worry about that. I'm going to be looking down at my notes so that I can continue talking to you about these phrases without having to edit the video so much later. The first thing we're going to talk about is being broke. Being broke. I imagine most of you, many of you, probably know the phrase, I'm broke. So I'm broke means I don't have any money left. I don't have very much money left. My budget is really tight. If money is really tight, that means you don't have very much of it. You can say that the budget is really tight. Like maybe your child asks for a special thing and you have to tell them that the budget is really tight right now. We can't afford that. So we'll have to wait until we have more money. Things are really tight right now. There are different ways to say it. You can say, things are tight right now. Money is really tight right now. The budget is really tight right now. If you talk about a person being tight, then that means that they are stingy, tacaño, stingy. So if a person is tight, then that's different. You want to say that the budget is tight, money is tight, things are tight, but not that a person is tight. Or if you're already talking about money, then in context you can say he's really tight. That means that he's stingy. You can also say that a person is a tightwad. A tightwad is un tacaño, a person who is stingy. If you are talking about money being tight right now, if you're saying that things are tight right now, another phrase that we have is we're strapped for cash or I'm strapped for cash. You can say I'm really strapped for cash right now, so I can't afford to do the repairs to my car that I need to do. I will have to put those off till next week. We'll have to delay till next week. I have to put off the car repairs till next week because right now, this week, I'm strapped for cash. If someone wants to borrow money from you, they will often use the phrase being strapped for cash. For instance, your cousin may approach you or come up to you and say, I'm really strapped for cash right now. Can you loan me $10? Or, hey man, can you loan me $10 till next payday? I'm strapped for cash at the moment. An interesting phrase that we have is to feel the pinch. Because of the hurricanes in Texas this year, I think that Americans are going to feel the pinch at the gas tanks. This means that we are going to feel the result of the damage to the oil refineries in Texas. To feel the pinch specifically means that you are going to feel the result of either an increase in expenses or a decrease in your income or your wages. For instance, one might feel the pinch of inflation. We are really feeling the pinch of the prices of food having increased this year. If a family is always poor, if that's not a momentary thing, but it is just the way things are for them, then we have a couple of interesting phrases. Mouse is raton, but the plural for mouse is mice. More than one mouse is mice. If you imagine that in a church, mice are running around looking for food, but a church is not a place where a lot of food is kept or stored. So to be poor as church mice means that you have a lot of need, especially that you don't have an excess of food. We also have another phrase, which is to be dirt poor. It's not a momentary thing. It doesn't have to do with your budget right now at this moment, and it's not a passing thing. An interesting phrase that we have about money is, I have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Maybe you have saved money for a particular purpose, or you have money in a particular account, but you have to take money out of that account or out of that envelope where you've been saving it, and you have to use it for something else. Or you have to pay less on one bill because you have to pay more on an unexpected bill. So we say that I have to rob Peter to pay Paul. It means that you have to take money from one thing that you were planning to spend it for, and you have to use it for another purpose that was probably unintended or that you didn't expect. The last thing we'll talk about is pinching pennies. Now, if you call someone a penny pincher, if you call someone, this is kind of a tongue twister. If you call someone a penny pincher, then that means they pinch their pennies. They pinch their pennies. They don't want to let go of them. They hold on to them tightly. They are stingy, tacaño. They are stingy with their money. You probably know that pennies are the lowest denomination of coins that exist in the United States. So if you're holding on to your pennies, then you're really, really being careful with your money. Maybe it's because you're stingy, or maybe it's just because your budget is tight at the moment. You can say, we are pinching pennies right now because we want to go on a vacation next summer as a family. We want to go on a family vacation next summer, so we have to pinch pennies for a while so that that can happen. But if someone is a penny pincher, that's different. That really implies that they are a stingy person. Oh, there's one phrase that I think I forgot to tell you about, and that is to tighten one's belt. Imagine that if you don't have a lot of food to eat, you lose weight, you get thinner or skinnier, so you tighten your belt because it's now too large for you. No, it doesn't literally mean that you are so poor that you haven't been able to eat well, but to tighten one's belt means that temporarily, for a while, we have to tighten our budget, we have to pinch our pennies, we have to spend our money a little less freely because things are tight right now at the moment. I'm going to post another lesson soon, part 2, that will teach you some more idioms and phrases about money. I'll see you in the next lesson. Please like and subscribe. I hope you're learning things from these lessons and that you will continue to follow me.